went on the offensive. Moraes orders measures for the effective extradition of Zambelli. It's a sign that Alexandre de Moraes had some information that we don't know about. Carla Zambelli's situation in Italy is down to the last appeal. And Alexandre de Moraes has already notified the courts, the federal police, and the Ministry of Justice to arrange everything needed for Carla Zambelli's extradition. Where is Carla Zambelli going? She's going to the women's prison at Papuda, which is called Colmaya, and she will serve almost 16 years in prison. Go, Andre, go. Take away the fighting and chaos like Italy and stuff. I don't know what. I have Italian citizenship. I'm untouchable here in Italy. She said it and even made a video. She's so dumb, right? You have to be really dumb to be like that. Not to say something worse. Okay. He's a Bolsonaro supporter. That explains it. He's a Bolsonaro supporter, so that's it. Carla Zambelli's assets will be seized in a lawsuit over copyright. The São Paulo court has ordered the seizure of assets belonging to former Congresswoman Carla Zambelli. The decision, issued on April 22 and published on Monday, was made in a copyright lawsuit in which she was sentenced for the improper use of cake photographs. She posted cake photographs there in a criminal situation and all that, and one thing had nothing to do with the other. Now she will have to pay. And since she's already in trouble, because she already owes more than 2 million just to the federal Supreme Court. Just for that. Wasn't she part of the Vorcaro scheme, Andre? Good question. If she had joined the Vorcaro scheme, she'd have money, right, guys? They cut her out of the scheme, right? Geez, Jesus. Turn on the light, huh? Let's watch another statement. Whoa, like the live stream. Like the live stream. Are you having lunch? Like the live stream. Look at the scheme that's about to blow up with Flavio. Pay attention, my lovely people. And smash your thumb on the like button. Look here.
We would have a governor linked to the Red Command in Rio de Janeiro. This is serious. It's important for us to point this out. Claudio Castro wins a rigged election in 22, right? As stated by the Superior Electoral Court, right? His mandate has been revoked, ineligible anyway. For now, he's free. Time goes by. And what was his logic? He leaves the government, finds something for this vice governor to do, and pressures this vice improperly to get him into the Court of Auditors. And the president of the Legislative Assembly takes over the government. The president of the Legislative Assembly, named Marcela. He takes over the state government, gets elected governor, and this group stays in power. Why did this plan go wrong? The federal police arrested Marcela for connections with the Red Command and corruption. So we would have a governor connected to the Red Command in Rio de Janeiro. So the relationship between crime and the police...
Don't silence me. This scheme here, I think it's the next one, and that Flavio Bolsonaro will be exposed. After the whole Vorcaro scheme comes out, I believe Flavio Bolsonaro is in big trouble here. Why do you say that, Andre? It was the Bolsonaro family group that introduced Claudio Castro as a political option there in the state of Rio de Janeiro. He's from the same political group as Flavio Bolsonaro. And wherever there's a scheme, especially in Rio de Janeiro, you should be suspicious. Look here.
You kill over 100 but don't occupy the land. What changes the way people react to fear and immediate emotions? If I return today to where the massacre happened and look deeper into this conversation, what has changed?
Well, it's probably the same as before.
And I'm not discussing here who died. I'm not going to get into that right now. Let's go. There's an operation. You kill more than 100. You don't occupy that territory. And that's the big debate. You don't occupy that territory. What changed there?
Nothing changed. And the police investigate and think it was what? A hit job to silence people, where they were benefiting the Red Command, this situation. But there's more. Let's see here, Brazil.
So far, we don't have any very clear connection between Daniel Borcar and the PCC, for example, right?
No, for now, only with the Bolsonaro family. Well, for now, it's because we have this habit, man, of thinking that the public safety debate is a debate about the police, right? But the public safety debate is about crime. It's about organized crime. The money from organized crime is no longer in tax havens in Central America like it used to be. The money from organized crime is in the Faria Lima financial world. It's at Banco Master. So the debate about Banco Master is also a debate about organized crime and public security.
So far, we don't have any clear connection between Daniel Borcar and the PCC, for example, right?
No, for now, only with the Bolsonaro family.
Yeah, only with the Bolsonaro family for now. And this investigation, guys, there are two investigations going on, right? This Banco Master situation, this investigation is happening in Rio de Janeiro. Who is the justice assigned to the case? Alexandre de Moraes. And things are going to get rough here. And I think bombshells are going to come out about this situation. Soon, Flavio's involvement will come up too, also in a criminal organization scheme in Rio de Janeiro. And it's interesting, right, that Flavio Bolsonaro, to try to get off the hook for everything that's happening, said that they adopted a strategy. What's the strategy, Andre? Fighting organized crime? No, Andre, you're kidding, Andre. I'm not, my dear. Organized crime, public security, shootout is fine. The only good criminal is a dead one.
Flavio.
Bolsonaro is saying this right now. He says he's going to be tough. That the age of criminal responsibility needs to be lowered. Stop, blah, blah. How is a criminal going to fight organized crime, for God's sake? How can anyone with everything that's being revealed have the nerve to talk about public safety? How can someone provide public safety if he's the criminal in the story? But of course, there will be people who believe it, right? Right? Guys, it's outrageous. It's what I always tell you, right? The far right is hopeless. They have no shame. The extreme far right has no shame. The ones who need to wake up to reality are the right wing. And they keep covering up for the far right. That's what you have to do. And you're going to end up in the trash and down the drain. Because Lula only rises from this, only in the polls. Lula Vox came out, it came out today. Lula with 41.5, Flavio 32. Runoff, Lula 46, Flavio 38. Yesterday's poll. Lula 40, no, both. Okay, first round 41. Is this from today? Another poll from today? Okay, so it's the same one. So what is the right going to do now? Then the poll came out, yesterday's poll. Look, yesterday's poll. First round, Lula 47. This one is from Atlas Intel. Lula 47%, Flavio Bolsonaro 34. Second round, Lula 48, Flavio 41. Look at the first round here, 47 plus 3 points and a vote. What happens with Lula? The hiccuping old nag over there, or the laundromat. Good. Choose, guys. Which one do you want? The Cambare, the Cambare, the old nag, hiccuping old nag, or the Bolsonaro supporting laundromat, the name of the movie. So here, look, this was yesterday's survey from Atlas Intel. Lula is almost winning in the first round here, just 3 more percentage points and votes, and Lula wins in the first round. And then look, today this other one came out, see, where Lula also wins easily. So what is the right going to do now if Flavio is out? Because the PL doesn't want Flavio anymore. Who are they going to put in? Let's see who they're going to choose. Who are they going to support? Let's see here. Ronaldo Caiado, Ronaldo. 5.9 points. Romeo Zema, 4.1 points. Renando Santos, 1.5 points. Who are they going to support? Romeo Zema, Talho, Collado, Fel. Who are they going to support, guys? If Flavio falls? Uh-oh. Put this up, Lula, first round. And what do I think? I think it's not enough. Like I tell you all, the far right in Brazil is not a problem for the left. Maybe it's the solution. The far right is a problem for the right. They cover up for that far right fascist coup plotter. And you end up being humiliated. And you end up in the same mass grave of far right criminality. And the responsibility is yours, the rights. What do I think? I think it's not enough. I think it's not enough. It's still not enough. You still got off easy. You aren't even ashamed, are you? You won't wake up to reality, will you? Just wait. Bunch of hopeless people. No.
Now, folks, it's Lula Atlas poll, 48.9 Lula. Flavio Bolsonaro, 41.87 points difference. Flavio dropped 6 points, but there's more. There's a poll here in Rio. Vitor Arrow, Rodrigo Bentley, the difference is 12 points, 51 to 39. In this poll here in Rio, Flavio was ahead before. Now it's a turnaround. We need you. We have to expose them more and more. Don't take this issue off the agenda. Every day we have to come back to this issue. We can't give them any peace, guys. It's a huge disgrace. This dirty money from Vorcaro's corruption. Look, here's the article from Global. 2 months ago, saying that they wanted to spend 300 million raised on the pre-campaign. It was this money. It was Vorcaro. It was all these people, both to finance that coup, that conspiracy against Brazil, to finance Eduardo Bolsonaro over there, but also to finance Flavio Bolsonaro's campaign. I'm still waiting for Eduardo Bolsonaro to say how they bought that house for 3.6 million. Days after Vorcaro put $2 million into the fund, the Heaven Raven Gate Fund, which is the fund that Eduardo manages. It's a scandal. Let's go after them, everyone. Now is the time to go on the offensive. It's Lula. Let's go.
Guys, it's Lula. It's Lula. It's Lula. Cry, cry, cry. It's okay. You can cry. It's no problem. Mark it down. It's Lula, and that's it. Done. The herd goes crazy, girl. Whoa, whoa. Atlas Intel responds after the complaint from Flavio Bolsonaro's team. According to Atlas Intel, no participant had access. What happened, Andrea Gonçalves? Oh my goodness. Once a coup plotter, always a coup plotter. Flavio Bolsonaro got upset with the Atlas Intel poll, so they made up a lie. A crazy lie that's on Flavio's Instagram, Flavio Bolsonaro, which I'm not going to show here because I don't give a fool a platform. I'm not going to show it. I've already told you. I'm not going to show it. So they made up a lie there. And Atlas Intel said it's a lie, that there's nothing like that the poll was conducted just like all the others and so on. It was even registered with the TSC. Then he filed an appeal with the TSC just to get attention, to make up lies, and to fool the crowd. From now on, it's going to be downhill, all downhill. Downhill, Lula. Uphill, downhill, uphill. That's how it's going to be, my dear and my darling. Why? Because the truth is coming out. I always told you that the truth always shames the lie, and that masks are meant to come off. And that's what's happening. Just that. The masks are falling, and the truth is coming out, and there's no way around it. You can file an appeal, you can kick and scream, you can make up lies, just like you're making up lies and posting them on social media, right? But it won't do any good. But a coup plotter is just like that. When things are going well for them, congratulations, very good, right? TSC, right company? It's different now, but when they start losing, then it's a coup. The only thing left is for him to mention Article 142, military intervention. That's all that's left for him to say. Give me a break, people, for God's sake. These people lack innovation in the legal field, and not in gossip, not in politics either. It's just shamelessness. Speaking of shamelessness, did you see what Delton Dallagnol did? I'm not ineligible. I'm not ineligible. That's Delto Dallagnol, a Bolsonaro supporter. Yeah, the one from Sergio Moro. Speaking of which, did you see Sergio Moro's face? He was there behind Flavio. When Flavio announced that the video of the meeting would be released, oh my God. Oh, I think that's not enough. Yeah, Delton Dallagnol was saying that he's going to run for office, that he's not ineligible, that he's not ineligible. Well. Then Congressman Zeka went and published the decision saying, you are ineligible, stop lying. Then Delton Dallagnol had the nerve to go to court there in Paraná. That's why I say the justice system in Paraná, guys. Sergio Moros, what a shame. The judge forbade people from saying that Delton Dallagnol is ineligible. Even from publishing the decision, which I've already shown you here a few times, that he is ineligible, that he won't be a candidate for anything at all, because you're just talking nonsense. So what happened then? This ended up in the Supreme Federal Court. Can you believe it? Hey, Paraná, what a shame. Lord have mercy. So what did the Supreme Federal Court say? Is it true or is it a lie? It's true. It's true that Deotão Deltão Dallagnol is ineligible. If it's true that Deotão Deltão Dallagnol is ineligible, by a decision of the Superior Electoral Court, you can publish it, yes. And any kind of attempt to obstruct this publication is censorship in Brazil. If it were a lie, then you couldn't. You couldn't. But since it's true, you can and should publish it. Look here, okay? Oh my God, oh Jesus. Freedom of expression. The Supreme Court restores the congressman's post about Dallagnol. A legitimate statement based on documents, on public documents. Ineligible, yes. That's why you can publish and show it, yes. Does it make sense, this justice system in the federal district in Paraná that forbade a federal deputy from publishing true information? Does something like that make sense, people? I want to see Zeca's statement here. Shall we see his statement? Look here, look, I'll search here. Congressman Zeca. Zeca, it's not Zeza, no. It's Zeca, dude, Zeca, Congressman Zeca. Where's the congressman, guys? It didn't come up. It's Zay, what's his name again? Zeca what? Zeca says this, look, I want to see what he said. He must have said something. Here it is, look. Should we put it here to see his comments on this? It's absurd, right, guys? It's absurd that a federal deputy can't tell the truth. And it's interesting that the Bolsonarists say, no, it's censorship, it's censorship. We want freedom of speech. What do you want freedom of speech for? To steal? To kill? To assault? Coup d'etat, incitement to crime, threat, insult, slander, defamation. Then you want freedom of speech. Then every little thing you say it's censorship. Now, when someone does what they are allowed to do, which is to publish official public documents and the truth, then you resort to censorship and try to censor the person. That's absurd, guys. Look at Zeca Dircho here. Look at what he said about this situation. Congratulations to him.
I won another one against Delton. I can ask Fantastico to play a song for me. That's 3 already. A decision was made at the Supreme Court just now. It puts an end to the censorship that Deltan and the Paraná Electoral Court tried to impose on me. I'm going to tell the truth. In my opinion, in my political analysis, Delton is indeed ineligible. Delton did try to divert 2 billion reais from the Lava Jato funds. There is evidence, documents, decisions, audits, and experts that prove and demonstrate this. Which song are we going to request, guys, now that censorship is over, now that Delton has lost for the 3rd time in a row? Hugs, everyone.
Yeah, look at the situation, right? What a shame for these Bolsonaristas. No, a total shame, total. And I was going to say something here, but I forgot. I didn't forget what I was going to say. I remembered. Did you see what Flavio Bolsonaro said? He's against ending the 6 days on, 1 day off work schedule. Right after he announced that a video of his meeting with Bolsonaro would leak because there was no way he could deny it since he knows it exists, he said he's against ending the 6 days on, 1 day off work schedule. Isn't that right, Andre? Yes. Well, Andre, but why did he do that? Because he desperately needs the support of the Centro and the big businessmen of Brazil to return. That's why he did it. In fact, right now, he's meeting with the Faria Lima financial crowd and so on, because he wants to see if he can somehow save himself somehow with Brazil's business elite. That's what's happening, but it's difficult. I believe that honestly, not even the market will want Flavio Bolsonaro anymore. Why is that, Andre? Because the leaders of the market are looking for a head to roll. What do you mean, Andre? The big banks in Brazil want punishment for those involved in the Daniel Vocaro case, so it doesn't happen again. Here's what happens. The banks in Brazil, there are only a few banks. The big players, there are 5 banks. They do everything legally with the central banks so they can have the right to operate and make billions and billions of reais in profit. I'm not talking about the ethical or moral side. I'm talking about the legal side. Every month they pay into the deposit insurance fund and do everything that Brazilian law requires, especially from the central bank. And Daniel Vorcaro, how did it work? Banco Master. Banco Master didn't do what it was supposed to do. It didn't follow the law. And he went after politicians to bribe them so that the politicians would protect their situation with the central bank. And it ended up resulting in the fraud that happened. So the barons of the market elite, mainly the owners of the 5 biggest banks, want his head. I don't know if it's Flavio Bolsonaro's, but it's mainly the people behind this situation along with Daniel Vorcaro. So I think Flavio Bolsonaro won't get away with it and not even have the support of the Brazilian elite. Nevertheless, he spoke yesterday the language they want to hear, which are that he is against ending the 6x1 schedule. And things are getting heated. Things are really tense over there in the National Congress. I'll show you now. But I just want to say that I believe not even the elite will support Flavio Bolsonaro, even though he's saying what they want to hear. And Flavio right now is making the rounds over at Faria Lima, visiting and all that. Here, look. Flavio Bolsonaro is holding a series of meetings at Faria Lima after admitting to meeting with Vorcaro. And the fight is happening here. We had a clash over at the Chamber of Deputies and in the Senate. Why? They are trying to destroy the end of the 6x1 schedule. I've already said this and I'll say it again. The people will have to take to the streets. You worker who wants to end this exhausting 6x1 schedule, everyone will have to come together and take to the streets. Otherwise, it won't be approved. Flavio Bolsonaro doesn't want it. Bolsonaro supporters don't want it. And the Centrão is joining forces and so on. And things are getting dangerous. Let's listen to a statement here, a comment about this situation from Pastor Henrique Vieira. And he explains it very well. Look at what he says. Here it is.
This is extremely important. Share it with everyone. They want to prevent the end of the 6x1 schedule. Obviously, it's the Centro, obviously the far right, names like Nicolas Ferreira, Bia Kicis, Ricardo Salles, and so on. Well, they are presenting amendments to the bill that could completely change its character. First, making a 10-year transition instead of the 6 days on, 1 day off schedule, ending it now with the approval of the law, a 10-year transition, which in practice would only see real progress in this regard in 2036. Secondly, they want to cut employers' FGTS contributions in half. Under current legislation, it's 8% of the employee's salary. They want to approve 4%, which means there will be less money saved for the worker in case of dismissal. Also, a tax exemption for employers, reducing the INSS contribution for new employees. And besides that, they are creating a loophole in the law that could lead to up to 52 hours of work per week, depending on negotiations with the unions. Anyway, it's a death blow to ending the 6 days on, 1 day off schedule. And who's behind it? By the right wing that is coup plotting, the right wing that is completely involved in the financial scandal of Banco Master, the right wing that lobbies against the country in the United States, the right wing whose main agenda is to clear Bolsonaro and the coup plotting generals. That's the right wing, doing the bidding of the super rich to actually prevent ending the 6 days on, 1 day off schedule. Folks, the vote is next week. We have to mobilize in the streets and on social media so that the original text gets approved. With a reduction in working hours, without a reduction in salary, without loss of rights for workers, and immediately it's feasible, it's possible, it's urgent, it's necessary. The right wants to boycott. We want to approve it. Lula's government wants to approve it. It's a historic victory for the working class. And from now until then, it's about mobilizing in the streets, on social media, and putting pressure on Congress so we can win. We count on you. Warm regards.
Play it. End the 6 days on, 1 day off schedule now. Representative Raymond just spoke from inside the Chamber of Deputies about what's happening in there right now. Let's see what he said here. Pay attention, pay attention.
Pay attention. The representative who loves pastries at the market but claims to support workers. You who wake up at 5 in the morning, take a crowded train, and can't spend time with your family because you're stuck on a 6 days on, 1 day off schedule, need to know who here in the National Congress is against you. While Brazil discusses ending this model that crushes the worker, there are representatives here from the state of Rio de Janeiro who vote against you, who claim to represent the people, but who vote in favor of exhaustion, who vote so that you don't have a social life. I don't like to mention the names of representatives, but in this case of the 6 days on, 1 day off schedule for me, that's non-negotiable. So here it is. Dr. Flavio, Cristo Nieto, Júlio Lopes, Luiz Lima, Carlos Jorge, Hugo Leal, Sostenes Cavalcante, Max Lemos, Murilo Gouveia, Luciano Vieira, Jorge Braz, Daniela do Vaguinho, Bebeto, Dr. Luizinho. These representatives signed an amendment to delay the end of the 6 days on, 1 day off schedule until the year 2036. There are representatives who love to eat pastries at the market and say they're on the workers' side, but when it's time to vote, either they disappear from the chamber or they vote against.
That's right. So share this so you know who's really there, especially those trying to mess everything up. Representative Adriana Corsi also spoke and is outraged by what they're trying to do. Let's take a look.
It's unacceptable. 176 far-right and central representatives have introduced an amendment to end the bill to end the 6 days on, 1 day off work schedule, which President Lula sent to the National Congress. We cannot accept this. They want this project to only take effect in 10 years and with cuts to workers' rights. Ending the 6 days on, 1 day off work schedule is a right of the working class. Count on your Congresswoman. Stopping this fight is unacceptable.
That's right, folks. It's unacceptable. Get ready, okay? Get ready, because if we don't take to the streets, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. If we don't take to the streets, they won't approve this thing. So you can already get your sneakers, your hat, your cap ready, because soon everyone will be out on the streets. Otherwise, nothing will happen. And the fight is going to be tough, really tough. And Flavio Bolsonaro has never defended workers in his life, right? So we couldn't expect anything different, right? Any worker who thinks he supports workers is a fool. Give me a break. Smash that like button, comment, and share. I'll be back at 4:30 p.m. Much love.